let's switch this over and go. Heyo, everybody! I'm Nick, and welcome back, finally, to some more art streams. It's been forever and a day, but here we go. I'm just gonna check here and say turn lamp off, lamp on. I think lamp on is better. So I'm just kind of still. I had to redo all of this when I was doing a Pokemon Blue stream, and then my computer crashed, and OBS destroyed all my scenes. It was not fun. So now this is like the last thing I need to redo here. So what I'm thinking of doing to make life a little easier is doing that. Is that a little better? Yes, I think that is a little better. And let me know if the music is too low. Oh, I've muted the stream music. Oh no. There. Now y'all can hear it. Oh no! I thought I had muted my mic when I had started this. I'm like, oh no. I accidentally eliminated the stream music instead of muting my mic at the start of streams. Whoopsies! Okay. Might as well get started then. It's been a while. I should have read when things were. Hey, it's reflecting to show. Well, there's the window. Neat. Light and reflections, huh? Let's go. So, this way, not just yet. Just for fun. At some point I want to do like a double page spread. That would be fun. But I haven't really gotten to a point in the story where I should be doing that. Eventually I will be done with this and we'll be... Okay, that's what I'm doing next. Okay. I'll just get the other page while I'm here. That. Ugh. Itchy, 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 itchy. This. Alright, let's continue. I think I know what I'm doing here. That? Yeah, that. That barely does anything. Shame. Can I alter the focus on this? Little better-ish? It's a shot. One of these days I want to get a better quality webcam for this sort of stuff. You know what I could just do? I should have just made this a whole straight-ass line. Yeah, just make this a whole straight-ass line. Then draw the panel breaks. Now we're thinking with the big brains. I think I need to put this here, actually. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Let's actually get to the drawing part. Reminder of what exactly how I drew the previous panel. Okay, that's how I did things. Okay. Let's go. No more dawdling. Let's do this. Back. Shake this rust off. Of course, the way I'm doing it is just diving literally right into the deep end. Okay, that's what's going on. Okay. Gives me room to put this. Inhale. Sound effects. Right here. It's one of the only times I've ever drawn in my art style with a nose. Because otherwise it looks cursed as fuck. The rest will come off in time. This is fine. That panel, let's keep going. Hang on, I think I know how to solve this problem. Draw him first. Wow, I'm really rattling things when I erase. This little TV I have here. Before I continue, did I draw a specific detail? No, I did not. Okay. Continuing. This is why reference material is very, very important. Headphones, why? I think that was my head again. Whoopsies! And not like it really matters. It's like, oh no, you've seen the top of my head. It has a similar hair color to the PNG model that you see on the screen. Ooh, how scary. There, I'll do that, I think. And if there's a lot of this kind of blue, it's because there's natural light. Because I have a giant window next to me on my right. That way. Exhale. And now I can link 3 text boxes together. Whee! This, start the text box here? Yes. I didn't think there'd be many people who'd want to see this just because it's been a long time. And people that are usually we're so in tune to the gaming stuff, it's just like, hey, here's an art thing! And now your performance goes down the shitter. Oh, well, I want to do this. So that's why it's happening. I don't care about no performance thing. Technically, I kind of do, but whatever. I just think drawing is fun. And I need an excuse to get back into doing it. Which was what I said when I did this in the first place. a minute, this arm is wrong. This shoulder is wrong. Just do that for the pants. Ah, there you up. Hi, sorry I didn't see your chat until now. I'm sorry. Hello, Kudo. I see you're doing good. And yes, it's been a long time since my last drawing stream, and if I don't always immediately respond to a chat, it's just because I am leaning down. I am physically drawing. And so it's like, my head is looking here. My monitor, well, it's actually like a tiny cheapo TV, is right over this. Let's go that away. It's all good. I see I'm winning now, son. I am so close to finishing that Pokedex, I can taste it. There's only 4 level up evolutions to go. I have Ivysaur, I have the 2 fossils, and I have a Tentacool. And then we just do the stone evolutions, and it's done. So we've got like 1 more Pokemon Blue stream, and then it's completely done. Explode here too. Oh, hang on. Caught on my chair here. Ah, come on, get off. Oh, hell. Hang on a second, I caught my headphones in my chair. There we go. Luckily, no damage. Ah, I should show you more of this, since I've got your attention here. So, I've been doodling a lot throughout my life, and even did, like, my own little comics and stuff. Never anything like I've published very little of this to the internet, just out of... For the longest time, I didn't have a scanner. Anyway, so... Let me show you the original version of this that I'm going to show. Well, this is the original version, but something I'm trying to iterate on. It's a comic of mine. And so, because I want to actually put it out on the internet, I noticed that like my panel structure here is, what the hell is this? And so now I am trying to break things down, along with just general art improvements. So, whole new cover page, and now things are a lot less. There's significantly less mashed onto the page itself. And so I was doing art streams for a while, but then I did end up stopping for a little while, but I'm like, you know what? This needs to come back. I need to be able to draw. Thank you. I appreciate it. Anyway, with this pencil text here is what I'm doing is I'm going to put actual typeface over this, and then take all of this text out using the typeface as the proper text. Oh, wait, that's right. Ever since the crash, I took the original... Here, I'm going to rotate over to my computer real quick. Let me show you what a finished page looks like. So let me create a source. Project. Let's go over to this, because I have some pages I have finished here. I'll do this one. Let me fit this to the screen. Give me 1 second here. Fit to screen. There we go. This is how it's gonna look when a page is all finished. But I've always just preferred hand drawing stuff compared to doing stuff digitally. It was mostly just because I never really learned how to, and I'd never really put the time into it. Even though I have a tablet now, I could do that with. Thank you! And then maybe once I can figure out a place where I can upload all of this stuff and not feel like it's all being grabbed by AI or whatever. Just someplace I can have people view it as an album. Because that's something I just want to share. And maybe one day make physical copies. That would be the dream. I would love people to actually hold this like as a physical book. You're not wrong, but there's also, for me personally, it's kind of like that tactile difference. Just learning how like layers work and how all your different brushes work, that sort of thing. The tablet I have that my brother got me for Christmas one time is the... I have the box right here. It's a Canvas Pro 13. My brother got it for me for Christmas. And that was actually the original monitor when I set up this PC. You know what? That's fair. Price is a thing. I think I looked up my Canvas Pro, that model at the time, and it was like $400. Believe me, I'm very appreciative to my brother for that. And while I don't really do a whole ton of digital drawing, what I can do is like digital touch-ups, because I have at least that bit of knowledge from learning Photoshop. Let me just say the clone stamp tool is my friend. Once again, that is completely fair. Yeah. Alright. Next set of pages. I think I'll do this next part. This part here. I think I'm gonna do that as, like, at least bigger than this, is what I was going to try and say. Okay. You do whatever you gotta do. I'm just glad you're here whenever you've got the time. Do it like this. I will fix that face later, I believe. I knew that didn't feel right. Fixing it. There. That's that part. Okay. Good to see you back. Just getting stuff down on this last panel here. What is written in the clouds? These are text bubbles. Gotcha. No actual thought clouds going at the moment. Oh, as I said before, you'll have to forgive. I'm not really great with this webcam here. as I said before, the intent was to have a typeface more like this. I don't know how well that's actually showing up in a, So let me just, I'll zoom this in a bit. Just to see if I can drag this over. So yeah, it'll look like this once I'm done. And so, if the actual text here on the page is sloppy, that's kind of on purpose, because it's just for me to use as notes for when I actually when I do this later, and I'm like, oh crap, what are they supposed to be saying? I have done readings of this when people have asked previously. It's just been a long time. Also, if you couldn't have guessed, these are all my own characters that I've made. The basic plot? Alright. In short, main protagonist ends up getting dragged onto a quest by his younger brother here. I realized I have not drawn his head in this panel yet, but... Anyway, he gets dragged onto this quest by his brother that ends up becoming more... It was going to just be one simple quest, but then things kind of branch out from there, and the protagonist decides to delve more into what happens of his own choosing. And so while the world's plot may not necessarily be revolving around him, at least for a long time, it's his own little journey, so to speak. I say little journey, but I'm gonna end up throwing him around most of the entire world. At least that's what I've tried to make of it, since I had originally written this sort of thing back in high school, and it was more like, less think, just go. And so this is the most I've decided to be able to make sense of what I made. I don't think I was thinking about writing a sensible plot too much until I think at least my junior year of high school, when I actually was trying to write something with a story that I actually had a bit of pride in. I see. I didn't read a lot of webcomics in the 2000s. But yeah, a lot of my influence does come from video games, I will say that much. It's one of those things I eventually would like to finish in my lifetime, and I have way too many ideas. Hmm. Is it like not that much better than the 4000 series cards? Is that what you're thinking? Because for reference, the machine that I've got in here is, or the card I've got in here is a 3060. I figured that would be more than sufficient for what I need to do. Take care of that smudging later. That's what I get for using the eraser on this pencil. I see. Oh no. Bummer, man. I can fix this when I get to inking. Yeah, we're starting to... It's kind of plateauing. Which is a... Also, it's just like, can we just slow down for a bit? Just use what we've got? Please? Oh yeah, I managed to add at least one more new song to this mix I have on my playlist here that I have set. I made this playlist for music to use on stream, and I added this from a TurboGrafx/PC Engine game. The game in question is called JJ and Jeff. That makes sense. You gotta use the technology for whatever you need it for. Also, I hope with my oddball choices of music that it doesn't alert the YouTube copyright witches. Nice. Yeah, I didn't really know much of anything about TurboGrafx until the Wii Virtual Console. Because I'm like, what the heck is this? What's a bonk? There were Bomberman games on this? Pretty much like that. The 3DO. People were so fearful of stuff like that and the Philips CDI. And I'm just like, man, some game companies weren't exactly smart, were they? At least the 3DO gave fighting game players a great version of Super Turbo to play. So I guess there's that. The Jaguar as well, yeah. The main sticking point about the 3DO was just how expensive the console was. Yeah, the inadequate price. It was it was expensive. Alright, that's the immediate pencil layers all finished. And for what comes next, pen layer time. And if I screw anything up with the pen layers, that's what the Photoshop step is for. I try not to lean on that. I would like to make no mistakes, but I'm only human. Hello there, Swift. How you doing? How you doing? I'm just doing alright, chilling out, doing some drawing. What the heck? Oh, that's just this part here. Okay. And meanwhile, we're having some talk. We went from talking about computer stuff to obscure consoles. We have a wide range of topics to talk about here. Yup, that sounds about right, yeah. The European territories, that was the Mega Drive's territory. So yeah, just kick back, relax. Maybe you'll just probably have me in your ear while I'm just reading what's going on here in the chat. Yeah, that particular console generation, well, that and the 8-bit generation, whoo boy, that was the initial age of consoles was quite the wild ride. How do I feel about the Nintendo 3DS? Give me 1 second. I got one right here. In fact, since we're going on tangents, oh yeah, Neo Geo's insanely expensive as well. No. This is the same 3DS I was using to stream Ocarina of Time 3D. The 3DS was cool. It had some cool stuff. Anyway, this has absolutely been soft modded. And so I'm using this to actually capture the screens. And then I was actually capturing the audio using the, if I can... the audio jack right there. And I've been playing some Metroid Samus Returns on this as of late. So let's get this all powered off for now. Yep, that sounds about right. DS definitely has some cool stuff. Come on now. Power off. Let me go put this away real quick. And then I guess one last distraction before we go back to drawing is that how in the United States that we had, you know, and some other territories. Yep, that sounds about right. I was already an adult by the time the 3DS came out. Anyway, as I was trying to say, Pokemon games, we had colored cartridges and stuff. Someone asked if Pokemon Green in Japan had a colored cartridge. No, it doesn't. It uses this, it's kind of a yellowed a bit, but they just have a colored label and whatnot, and the cartridge is just a regular green cart. Yep, that sounds about right to me. The Xbox was also popular. The 360 was also popular over here. And the PS3 did eventually catch up, though. I played multiple different Mario games on 3DS. Because, you know, Mario Kart 7, Super Mario 3D Land, that sort of stuff. Alright. Let me go put these away. So this here. It's back over here. Because I actually really do need to get back to drawing. It sold the most. It also probably damaged the most TVs. Unless we're talking about, like, say, Call of Duty Gamer Rage. We can still totally talk game stuff, though. That's totally fine. I was just showing stuff off because I had the context to do so. Well, they'd have a harder time damaging a CRT specifically, because there were still some of those around at the time, because, yeah, the Wii would output as low as 240p when you're outputting a virtual console game in 480i. My favorite things to draw, specifically original work of mine. Oh yeah, that we were shifting to HD TVs at the time. Although, funny enough, initially the 360 didn't have HDMI out. They had at most component. So for 2005, that was like HD generation, my ass. Yep. Yep. That is correct, yes. We were just shifting over to HDMI around that time. And Sony was banking on the Blu-ray media back then as well. We were having another format war. This time between HD DVD and Blu-ray. I think you can guess which one won at this point. That's because Sony made the Blu-rays because they were taking a loss on DVDs. And because Blu-ray was their format, they didn't have to pay royalties. Instead, they were the ones getting the royalties. Okay, thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Don't get yourself in too much trouble now. Just note, I have an incredible backlog. So many years of videos, so watch whatever you feel like and just have fun. I do have a bit of a mouth, just a warning. I mean, that era was also the rise of Netflix. Xbox had an initial deal with them. They were the first console to pretty much get it. Why does that not surprise me about North Korea? Why of all places there? Perhaps the world may never know on that one. There's probably a lot of stuff about North Korea technology-wise we may likely never know. I do know, however, for I believe it was South Korea, their GameCube discs could not be played on the Wii because their GameCube discs were technically Japanese region, and the Wii's were actually had their own Korean region on it. So for the region locking, they could not play their Korean GameCube games on their Wii. Oh crap! Hang on. Cables. Gotcha. That all happened. I think I've got an idea here. Yeah! Need to remember to do this to see if there's less driving my chair over my headphone cable. Yep. Lot of that particular history between South Korea and Japan. I believe that's why you can't show things like the Imperial Sun, for example, over in South Korea because of the... I believe it was like... It was some really bad war thing. And I'm being vague because I don't remember the exact specifics. Either way, not the greatest blood with them. Yeah, it was mostly like a government thing. Well, I mean, the country of both Koreas in general are connected to Russia, if you think about it. I guess what I was trying to say is the whole of the Koreas, like, before the split. I feel like I always learn something new about the world whenever you pop in, Cool. It's always an interesting time. Right, gotta make sure to... Took me a while, but I finally finished a panel. Welcome back, Swift. Welcome back. The main thing you missed is I actually got to finish a panel. Occupations. I believe that's roughly World War II time, if I recall. If not directly World War II, then around that, yeah. My grandfather on my dad's side was in the Navy around that time. And we actually still have his uniform. Yeah, that completely makes sense. Thank you for the compliment, Swift. Always appreciate it. Lots and lots of practice. You know, it's at some point when I was showing someone my art, I was originally they'd compared me to what was his name? Osamu Tezuka, the creator of Astro Boy. And I'm like, that was an interesting comparison. Oh my. It's like, yeah, you need the detail and such, but sometimes you gotta make things a little more simplistic to give yourself a little speed. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, this particular art style's been a long time. Boggy, gotcha, gotcha. Because, let me go grab some works of mine to show you where I've come from to get to here. Give me a second. the rest. Oh, excuse me, it's just gonna be a second. Okay. Yep. Nope, that's that. And this should be that part. If this is what I'm thinking it is, then yes. Alright. I haven't watched much anime, really. Anyway, in this binder I have pages from back when I drew in high school. So, to give you some comparisons, high school drawings, because I drew this back in my freshman year of high school. As you can see, pencils get very smudgy. Compared to... Let me grab it. Like the last page or so. Okay. Modern stuff. As I said, please don't get in too much trouble, please. You can always catch things later. But yeah, let's see. Oh god, it's been almost 20 years! Oh no! Oh, I have inflicted age upon myself. That was a mistake. It's just the realization of like, oh no, I originally came up with this story 20 years ago! Oh, the psychic damage. Oh, that was hilarious. Oh. Alright. Shit. Over here. Ouch. Well, technically I started this back around, like, say, August or September or so. Because I was working on this, like, throughout my school year, so instead of watching people on stream, I was doing crap like this in my notebooks. Because we didn't have smartphones back then. We had flip phones, though. Mid-2000s. Because there's always some way to screw around in school. Whether it's you're drawing in your notebooks, or you're programming something on your old calculator. Because we generally had stuff like this back then. Yeah, that sounds right. On one of the graphing calculators I borrowed, I believe someone had made someone programmed a straight up Zelda game for it. It was crazy. But yeah, those things still get used nowadays, so it's like, in case my son needs a calculator, I have them! You can put Doom on everything. Someone put Doom in a freaking PDF file. Doom is the story that will never end. Specifically, the Can It Run Doom story. Eventually, people will find a way to inject Doom into your literal TV, and you can play with your TV remote. Oh god, that version of Doom. Oh no, I remember that. I watched a story on that. That was made in like 6 weeks. That poor woman who programmed that game. That was some serious shit. 3DO. Oh yeah, yeah, they had awesome music, and the game was terrible because it was only programmed in 6 weeks. Because they had no source code. Anyway, it still doesn't detract from the absolute trash fire that was the development of that. I mean, that's just how... Anyway, but my brain is not good at trying to say serious stuff. But you get the point. The development of that was a nightmare. Because they're like, where's the source code? We got you a game disc. You could work with that, right? And it's just like... ... And then they eventually got the Jaguar code from John Carmack himself. Yeah, and then you play any other version of Doom and you're like, oh my god, this plays so much better. Yep. Let me show you something real quick, since, you know, once again, we're getting distracted, and it's a Doom topic. Put it right here. Ta-da! I own Doom for the 32X. I've played it, like, recently enough, because I have a friend who has a 32X. Yeah, this version's actually not too bad, even if the soundtrack sounds like farting. Speaking of that, because I am a cheeky person... Yeah, the music was literal shit. Oh, I have something to link in the chat now. You can watch this for a quick moment, and then you read the comments and all the random tangents and stuff we could get into. Yeah, it's so fun. Also, I need to actually... But yes, this is what I just linked. Quite literally. Oh, mother of God, it's all toilet sounds. It's this stuff I find funny. It's not too much to get me to laugh. Alright, let me go put this away. Yeah, I heard the PS1 version was also cool. Any kind of first-person shooter that got programmed for the Saturn, though, was interesting, to say the least, because the people who made that had to build their own game engine to be able to get it to work with the Sega Saturn. Because of the friggin' programming nightmare that console is. I do own a few Sega Saturn games. That's what I did, yes. I have Klonoa on my PS3. I got it as a download because the physical disc for that game is expensive. What time? How much time we got left? We still got some time. Because I do have a few cool things for PS1, but I was primarily an N64 kid, so I didn't really get to play a whole lot of RPGs around that time. Nice! Nice, nice, nice. So you've got Door to Phantomile, Lunatea's Veil. There's also the Game Boy Advance games. The Wii remake of Door to Phantomile. I forget if there was a physical collection for the HD remasters. And then there were also some games on the Wonder Swan as well. Gotcha, gotcha. That's just how things go. When it comes to N64 stuff, though, once again, going to go grab a game off the shelf. It's my poor beat-up cartridge of Paper Mario. Well, you could probably go hunting for the Klonoa games that were on it if you want to complete that collection. But anyway, probably one of my favorite games for the N64 is, this. Oh, what? A cartridge game with the cartridge, like, torn half off? It's because there was a, video rental store label on it I tried to take off, and oops. Yep, that's just how it happens. The game still runs perfectly fine. And this is one of the games for if I want to play an N64 emulator. There's a specific thing I look out for towards the end of the game, because there's a specific, like, rainbow effect. that if it's not quite working properly, I'm like, yep, that's emulation. Yeah, this is the only game I have, though, that the label's been treated like this. And if I have any games that do have damaged labels, it's because I got them that way. Also, as a note, this is my favorite Mario game ever throughout the entire series. So I'll just leave that note there, too. But most of my cartridge games are like this. It's like, yeah, I mean, they have a little bit of wear. Galaxy 2 is a good choice. I mean, most of my cartridges from back when I owned them are like this. Like, yeah, you can see a bit of, like, the quality of the camera's not great, but there's a little bit of wear, but, like, yeah, it's still, like, decent. Old rare. I still don't own a cartridge of Tui. That is something I want to fix at some point. But this is my childhood copy of Banjo-Kazooie. Something cool I do own, though, are... Alright, this is apparently a game show-off stream now, so... I mean, I did get a good amount of work done, so I will say that. Alright, I think we've shifted to the we're talking games and stuff. I own a few Super Famicom games. Let me just play them like this, I think. Yoshi's Story is interesting, to say the least. If you want to hear more of my experiences on that, I actually did some videos on that. Unfortunately, I recorded it on some really crappy tape, so I had to do a bunch of fixing for it. Just to make sure the viewing experience was actually usable. But yeah, I've got the Super Famicom version of Dragon Quest III, including some Japanese writing on here. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be like this. This was the first Super Famicom game I got. And then here's good old Shin Megami Tensei 1. And then technically I've got one other Japanese cartridge. But technically, it's not quite a game. So let me go put these away real quick. So when I showed off that cartridge of Pokemon Green, I got something else with it. I got the Super Game Boy too. Which actually, you know what? Hang on, let me get up one more time. Display a better game in it. Here's the Super Game Boy 1. If a Super Game Boy 3 existed, I would try and go find it. Also, I've now noticed that my camera rotated. There we go. Now things are a little more straight, I hope. Not quite. They seem to have overcorrected a little. This thing is a little finicky sometimes. That's the brakes. But yeah, the part of the reason I got this is because it runs at a closer clock speed to what the actual Game Boy is supposed to be running at. The original Super Game Boy runs a bit faster than what the actual Game Boy is supposed to be. Hello there. Oh, by the way, Juan, while I've got you, because you asked me if a Pokemon Green had a colored cartridge, I can now show that to you. answer is it doesn't. This is what the official Pokemon Green cartridge looks like. Let me go put these... Yep, it's just a green label, not a green cartridge. I'm gonna put all this stuff back for now. That away, this away. Forgive me for being away from the chat for a moment, but things have to get put away. Yep. Let's get here. Not getting away from me. Alright. Shelf can be a little funky sometimes. Oh! Let's grab all of these. Because did someone say Pokemon Generations 4 and 5? Alright, so let's go Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. That's a lot of Pokemon games, yes. Actually, I need to move Black this way. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get every single one of them in frame, but anyway, The Worst Games, a significantly better game. I have interesting opinions about these remakes. And then the best gen ever, in my opinion. Platinum used to be your favorite? What is your favorite now, would you say? Yup, 27 to 2012. So let me go put these back real quick. But anywho, that's a lot of money right here. I wish I had kept the cardboard oversized boxes for Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but them's the breaks. Hey, nice. My personal favorite games ever are Black and White 2. Such good games. Such good games. In here. And then I don't have an official box for this one. I have Pokemon Mystery Ranger, Explorers of Sky. Unfortunately, I don't really know how to focus this very well. But best spin-off, personally. While conveniently, I have music from this game playing. Ha 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 ha. We're in the mood. I guess I can grab all the 3DS Pokemon that I've got. The only one of these I don't have is Ultra Moon, but I've got almost every 3DS Pokemon game. So X and Y, yeah, they sold really good and they were popular, but man, did they have some shortcomings. I did like the Ruby and Sapphire remakes. The Gen 7, though, this half of the generation is, the last generation I played with my ex before she broke up with me. So now, at that time, I only picked one of the games to get, Ultra Sun. So I'm now missing Ultra Moon. So, them's the breaks. And I actually have the Steelbook case for Sun and Moon. It's what it is. 2017 was 8 years ago. I think I'll be okay. And then, I don't know why they changed the labels on the spines to have the red Nintendo like this. I know it's supposed to be like with the Switch. Oh, boy. What other cool things can I grab? Guess I can show this off. Earthbound, anybody? Yeah, in the US, this cartridge is a bit expensive. And Earthbound is certainly an experience. I would definitely probably at least play some of the earlier Dragon Quest games to get familiar with the gameplay's flow. It is pretty much the precursor to Pokemon because the team that had worked on this ended up going to help with making Pokemon. This game is an RPG, yes. The entire Mother series are RPGs. I will say, though, the first Mother game that they call Earthbound Beginnings is going to be significantly more archaic because it actually plays much more like an RPG of those days. It will be very hard. It can get a bit grindy. But it is a very charming game, I will say. Also, you will be pissed off at the 8 inventory item limit for each character. A father game. You have to talk to Shigesato Itoi on that one. But unfortunately, this is the only one of the Mother games that ever made it out of Japan, which is really sad. I had earlier uploaded the last part of the VHS Plays Super Metroid videos. It's okay. It's fine. I feel it's the internet. You kind of need to be able to take one on the chin if you want to be able to survive out here. Oh, Metroid is used to having long periods of nothing happening. Because the time period between this and let me go get it. My copy here of Metroid Prime, which happens to have the bonus disc for Metroid Prime 2 on it. 7 years. 1994 to 2001. Yeah, that's pretty much what was happening. Because the N64 was not really quite a great time for Metroid. And then, We got 2 Metroid games on the same day. Because both Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion came out. And Metroid Prime was more similar in design to this game than Metroid Fusion was. Oh yeah, I need to actually finish Metroid Prime, but it's great. If I'm gonna finish it, I'm probably gonna end up playing specifically the remaster. Where do I? Oh, here it is. It's literally right on top. Metroid Prime Remastered. Oh yeah, the behind the scenes on Metroid Prime was quite a ride, that's for sure. But yeah, it was very cool that they gave us twin stick controls and stuff for Metroid Prime Remastered, and the game is still at a buttery smooth 60 FPS. I love it. But the original GameCube version still is quite the looker for the system. Like, man. Oh no, that's a story. That's a story. I mean, if they may pull out a random ass game. Oh, it's right here. Being a fool. Bring the box over, too. It's very beat up, but oh well. Why am I bringing this random game out? The first American to work on Sonic had also worked on this game. This is where I first learned of Tommy Tallarico. His mother would be very proud. I really liked the soundtrack to this game, personally. I have no manual and my cartridge is fairly beat up, but that's just the life of being a child in this era and not treating your things right. I see. Interesting. I always preferred this version, by the way. I always liked this. After I learned about, like, the Super Nintendo version, I liked this version compared to the SNES version. And I can't talk Sega consoles without going, it's Sonic time! So when I showed off Paper Mario, like, that's probably my number 2 favorite game of all time. This, my number 1 favorite game of all time, by far. Nothing's ever gonna dethrone it. Sonic 2 is better? You know what? That's a fair argument. Because Sonic 3 and Knuckles is a long game. At least with Sonic 2, it's just like, you play it. It's a very streamlined, very fun experience. And you're done, and you're like, yes, I want to keep playing. I want to get better. I just love the sense of adventure that this particular game has. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Yep, the McDonald's money was certainly involved. I unfortunately do not own a Sega CD, though. But I have a friend who's got several, so if I ever need to play a Sega CD, I can always ask him if I need to borrow it. And he's got several copies of Sonic CD as well. So I've played all of the main Sonic games on real hardware. shall I grab next? I think I know what to do. A complete unboxed copy of, or the one NES game I have complete in box, Dr. Mario. Yeah, they were trying to work things out for a 3D Sonic game for the Saturn, and that just fell apart, man. Anyway, Dr. Mario, the official Nintendo sleeve. The Saturn was just quite a rough period of time. Man, there's this too. Plug into the power! Nintendo power! Oh, 80s magic. This was like late 80s or like 1990 or something. I don't remember. I think this was probably like very late 80s, early 90s. Oh god. This game was made for color. Oh no! You poor thing. And instruction booklet. Look at all these cool illustrations. Gotta love it. And I really wonder how they got these screenshots back in the day. Like, did they have a very good camera or what? Because you can see the scan lines of the TV on these. It'll be hard to see off of my camera. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna look at the chat here real quick. Oh, go right ahead. This is sounding like an interesting story. But yeah, when the box was a little beat up, but this cartridge is good looking. Aside from, you know, some of the labels starting to peel a little bit, but the actual cartridge itself, mwah, nice. And then we have more advertisements here for more Nintendo games. Let's unfold this. Nintendo, now you're playing power. There's advertisements for a whole bunch of games here. Okay, I'll put this part away while you go ahead and type your story in. I believe this is the part where I say, feel free to share with the class. Let me do this, actually. Yeah, do it like that. Come on now. Did I have this wrong? Oh, jeez, that's what I get. Oh, that's... I see what I did there. Maybe it was like this. I think it was like this. There we go. Now it's fitting. I picked this up for like $5, by the way. I see. Were the consoles NTSC or something? Or like the TVs? That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, you're a different region compared to PAL and NTSC. That makes a whole lot of sense, actually. Now, I guess among the other random things I have on my shelf. It's a freaking PS2! Like, just straight up, I could probably, care to dust this off a little bit with my shirt. Just a straight up extra PS2. Oh no. You poor thing. No color. In a color matching game. If only you were playing the Game Boy version, which actually had grays and stuff. Got it. Got it. All my rubber bands are falling off. No! No! I needed these. But yeah, the console that's still the best-selling console of all time. The almighty PS2. This is an extra of mine, actually, that I just happen to have sitting on the shelf. Yeah, for multi-platform stuff, PS2 was not the place to go. You would go either to GameCube or more specifically Xbox. Because original Xbox was where all of the best multi-platform stuff was going. But if it was only on PS2 and GameCube, it was typically better to play it on GameCube. For example, Resident Evil 4, while it originally came out for the GameCube only, they shortly after made a PS2 version, which was in general, while it had more content, it was in general worse to play. I don't have Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, but I do have, oh, the glare, hang on. Battle for Bikini Bottom. Tales of Symphonia on PS2, that only came out in Japan. And so for that generation, I have... Is that here? Yeah. I have the GameCube original, which is what when I played it on the channel, that's what I was using. With the 2 discs and everything. And this is still the only 60 FPS version of the game, by the way. Oh. Speaking of Xboxes, Namco also had, like, Soul Calibur 2 at the time, so don't forget that. And then they also eventually... Tekken 4 was a bit of a mess, but I believe Tekken 5 fixed things up for them. So here... Did I put it away? Damn, I think I did. Whoa! Xbox. Yup. I wasn't really much into Digimon by that point, so I can't really comment much on this, but yeah. The best, third-party game machine. This particular Xbox, though, I actually need to replace the optical drive in, so I can actually get it to run. But I bought this thing, and it was already modded. So there's actually, like, already a mod chip already installed in here. My brother installed so many mod chips into so many Xboxes back in the day. It was crazy. And I even have the DVD dongle on the end of it here. It should have component out. Because it just used it all has one jack here. And then it also has the internet jack per usual. I don't own any component cables yet. I have to get those myself. Because the dongle here is the receiver for the remote. The console otherwise does not have a way to receive signals from the remote. But yeah, all original Xboxes should be able to use a component cable for video out. And they aren't anywhere near as expensive as the GameCube official component cables are. Hell, I don't even use component cables for the digital out for my GameCube. I use an HD adapter for that one, and I paid a decent amount of money for it. Because Eon stuff is pretty good. That's an interesting one. Alright, let me go put this beast away. Back in you go. Roll it. Get over here. Don't unravel. Don't unravel. I'll just wrap it back up again myself. The cables are on the bottom, so we're fine. Control, get over here. I do own a Duke of Dit for this thing, by the way. I know everyone loves the Duke. Ironically, not actually. Oh god. How did I do this? Is this on top? Oh, great. Let me grab the cables. I'll be back in a moment. Cables just being a piece of shit. Oh, that, and I'm actually hitting things that I shouldn't be hitting. There we go. Much better, much better. That was my problem. Good old project bag. I will get to you eventually. Gracious. I should put this away too while I'm at it. Good grief, this is a mess. Back! What else can I grab that we could talk about? Screw it, I'll grab a Saturn game. I do not own a Duke Nukem game. That isn't the full game specifically. I have like a demo disc and that's it. Anywho, here's Rayman for the Saturn. Pretty nice disc. Isn't it? I don't own very many Saturn games, but this is one of them. But probably not the one I'm most proud of owning. This was just I happened to be at a game shop and I just happened to pick it up. Rayman was neat. And then Ubisoft did nothing with him for a very long time. That makes sense. That makes sense. The Saturn game that I'm proud of the most to own is this one here. I got off a friend of mine a long time ago. It's an RPG called Shining the Holy Ark. And so, the development history of this one... Oh, yeah, Ubisoft. Oh, no. That's another massive, train wreck. Don't forget, Panzer Dragoon Saga is also an RPG that came out for the Sega Saturn. That one, that's like the rarest game for the freaking console. But anywho, it's time for me to talk developer time. Where's the other cartridge? Where's the other freaking cartridge? Down here. Oh no, that's not Shining the Holy. Let's see the freaking bottom. Doggone it. There we go. There's Shining Darkness. Shining Force. Let's go. So the devs of this made these games here as well. Shining in the Darkness and Shining Force 1 and 2. I don't have a full cartridge of 2. Oh yeah, big time. Believe me, I ain't happy about that. But the main reason I'm bringing these guys up, because they eventually formed to become Camelot. And they made some of my favorite games for the Game Boy Advance. Go ahead and grab those real quick. Here they are. Here they are. They're especially technical marvels for that system, too. Golden Sun and Golden Sun: The Lost Age. And they also did tennis and golf games as well. Oh boy. Oh boy. Crash Bandicoot Naughty Dog. That was certainly a time. But anyway, these two little games right here, some of my favorites of all time. And you can also play them right now if you happen to have a Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass. Which, well, yes, that's expensive at $50 a year. At least there's some way of being able to play Golden Sun 1 and 2 right now on modern consoles. So yeah, Camelot's development through time, through line is interesting for me specifically. Yeah, Naughty Dog has also been through the ringer. Games away. Place. Sun 1 and 2. What else can I think of? What can I put here for these last few minutes? You know what? I'll grab this. The only game I've decided to ever purchase from Limited Run Games. Do you want to know how long I waited since this order was put online? Because I also decided to grab... One last... Give me a second. The freaking vinyl... Druckman, drunk man. Anyway, yeah, moving on to Scott Pilgrim. I waited like 20 months for this. And now I'm basically like, well, I'm never ordering from them again because this took forever. Anyways, I might as well show off what the vinyls themselves actually look like, and then I'll get to the contents of the game. I waited 20 months for this! I mean, I could also go ahead and grab my original books for them. The black and white ones. And then this also came with a mini record as well. That had some bonus stuff. It's transparent. Alright, cool. I'll see you another time. Just a note, it's going to be drawing streams primarily on Thursdays. Nice, nice, nice. I've got a decent little collection myself. Anyway, finally to getting into this. Yeah, the quality of this could have been a whole lot better. Well. Open this huge son of a gun. Alright, we'll see you later. Anyway, I got the game itself. And this just helps support that. And then I can go ahead and remove these little tabs. And then this is just like a map of the whole game. And they have their own playing cards for whatever reason. And then I don't care so much about the stickers, but I cared more about this. Because they had a CD release of the OST as well. So I own music in 2 different forms for this game. Actually, technically 3, because I've also gotten the soundtrack off of iTunes as well. So I am not lacking in ways to play the OST from this game. Oh jeez, Neo Geo cartridges are huge. I want to see them in person one day. That's what I want. Hang on, this was ordered wrong. I need to put the card below this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I at least thought this version of the game was neat, so I paid the money for this. There we go. And I wanted a physical of the game, and it was like, well, I'm never buying from Limited Run again, because ordering for that vinyl took forever. And then there's the backside. Animator cartoons. Give me a second. I talked about it forever, but I might as well go actually grab them. I have DVDs of the ADV dub of Neon Genesis Evangelion. That was just among my brother's things when he moved out. And so I got to keep them. Give me a moment while I screenshot this. I'm pretty sure it's significantly easier to watch the Netflix dub compared to the original. F10, make screenshot. Anyway. Now I have a screenshot of that to tell people, like, yeah, I own Neon Genesis Evangelion. Need to be careful with that. Seems to damage the discs. Because these are valuable. But they were already pretty beat by the time I got them anyway. I just thought it was trash. It's fine. Well, I think that's probably going to be all the progress for drawing I can do for today. But we got some progress done, and I got to show some cool things off. So I think that's a cool enough day for me. Put the vinyl back to its place. Alright. Bunny? To be frank, I have not much of any. Oh, I'll be honest. I have no idea of what you're currently bringing up. I apologize. And unfortunately, I do need to start wrapping things up here because I need to be able to get ready to go pick my son up from school. So I do need to get over to streams done. So anyway, that was fun. I really appreciated being able to give myself some time to draw again, and showing off games and stuff was fun. And we'll be back to doing camera streams on Thursdays, typically. Oh, jeez, giveaways. That's a whole nother can of worms. And something I don't really involve myself in too much. But anywho, thanks so much everybody for coming along, and for that one user, please don't get yourself in trouble at school while watching. I know it's fun to watch content creators, but it's also, please don't get yourself in trouble. Like, you can at least come by to, like, you know, drop a subscribe, watch some stuff for later. But it's not that cool to, like, get yourself in trouble, man. I don't want your kids to get your stuff taken away. It's a bad time. I was there once. But I think I'm just gonna go get ready to go pick him up. And we will be streaming Pokemon Blue again on Wednesday. And then I'll have a video tomorrow. So with that, I'm Nick. And I will see you guys next time.